Hi dears, welcome to my channel. Today I am here with class 6, 9th lesson electricity and circuits. What was the 8th lesson, Kanna? It was light, isn't it? Lights, shadows and reflection. We have gone through that lesson very well and we have discussed question answers also, right? So at the end I have asked you some questions in the question type. It's time to answer these questions. Shall we go one by one? The first question was, Moon is a dash body. Moon is a luminous or non-luminous was the question. And the answer is Moon is a non-luminous body. Okay. Second one is, when a thin layer of oil is spread on the paper, it becomes dash. When a thin layer of oil is spread on the paper, it becomes dash, ma? It becomes translucent. It will become translucent. Okay. Third one is, shadow of the pencil will be dash and dash when the pencil is taken to the wall and away from the candle in a dark room. When an obstacle is moving away from the light source, the thing will be much more clear and small, right? So the answer is what? The answer is clear and small. The shadow of the pencil will be small and clear when it is taken to the wall away from the light source. Okay dears. Now we are discussing 9th lesson, that is electricity and circuits. What do you mean by this electricity? Electricity is the one which is required for us in our daily life. If the electricity is not there, nothing will be possible for us, isn't it? So electricity helps to makes your house cool, makes your house hot, helps for cooking food, and for many other purposes makes you entertained. For all these purposes, electricity is. In this chapter, we are discussing what is electricity, how is it working, and how can we make an electric circuits, and what are the components for in the electric circuits. All these we are discussing in this chapter. Okay, we are going to the chapter. Let's go. First is cell. What is a cell? Every remote or every play toy will be having a cell, a single battery, or we are saying it as cell. The cells are of different types. A small cell, a pencil cell, or a large cell, like that the cells are of different types. Okay, let's see. This is it. This is a remote I am having, and now I am taking a cell out of it. Because every remote will be having cell, we can take it easily also. See, I am showing a cell before you. A cell will be having what, ma? A cell will be having a metallic cap over it, isn't it? A metal cap is there and there is a base. This metal cap or the top is called what, ma? This is said to be the positive terminal of the cell and this is said to be the negative terminal of the cell. What is the cell doing? How, when the cell is put, the remote will be working, right? How is it possible? Because the cell is the one which is electric source. Okay, what is the cell? Cell is the electric source. It will produce electricity. It helps for the generation of electricity. How the electricity is formed in the cell? The cell contains some chemical substances. This helps for converting the chemical energy into electrical energy. The cell is the one which converts the chemical energy into electrical energy. The cell contains carbon rod in the center, then ammonium chloride, then coated with manganese dioxide. Above that, zinc coating will be seen and all. The metal top, this cap, is said to be the positive terminal and this is called the negative terminal. Okay. So, when the cell is connected, it will generate the electric energy. From what? From the chemical energy. This cell is said to be the primary cell, or we are saying it as the dry cell, and it is a primary cell. So, is there a secondary cell? Yes, secondary cell is also there. Primary cell and the secondary cell are different. See, when the cell is working for a long time, the cell will be dead, right? The cell will be dead, means it will not be functioned anymore. So, what will we do? We will throw it away, right? So, what is the specialty? The electric energy which is generated by the chemical reaction is irreversible. So, we have to throw this kind of cell when all the chemical energy has been changed into electrical energy. Okay. So, this is primary cell. So, this is an example of primary cell. Simple voltaic cell, Daniell cell, all these are the examples of the primary cell. So, what about the secondary cell? Secondary cells are accumulators. That is, we can recharge it. Even though it is converting the chemical energy into electrical energy, we can recharge these kind of cells. They are called the accumulators. a lead accumulator or alkali accumulator. Now, have you seen this kind of bat? For this, there is a plug point, right? We can recharge. There also cell is there, but we are able to recharge this kind of cell. So, it will be much more long lasting compared to these kind of cells, isn't it? These kind of cells, this will be much more long lasting. Okay, so these are the difference between primary cell and a secondary cell. Now this is my daughter's toy. Now I am switching it on. It is working. It is working while I am switching it on, and when it is turning it off, it will be stopping its work. So what is the thing which is inside it? As I told you, there is a cell inside. Okay, not more than cell. There are something more in it. What is that? There will be a connecting wire. Have you seen wire? In electric appliances and all, we can see an electric wire going through. The electric wire will be there, and it will be connected to a device which is working. For example, we can say a bulb. Okay, a bulb will be connected to that. Simply I am saying, not a big device like this, but a simple bulb will be connected. Then there will be a switch also, which can be on and off. Okay, so these are the main components. So what are the components in an electric circuit? An electric circuit contains what are things, ma? Contains a cell or a group of cells. Group of cells means, in this remote I have told you there are two cells. In this remote there are two cells. When a group of cells are there, we are saying it as battery. What we are saying? We are saying it as battery. So for an electric circuit to work, there should be batteries or cell, and then it should be connected with a connecting wire, and then there will be an electric device or a device which has to be worked, to say a bulb. Then there will be a switch for on purpose and for offing purpose. All these are the components of an electric circuit. Okay, ma? Okay. Now we are going to see about the bulb. What is bulb? Bulb is made of glass, right? Have you seen? Small bulbs can be seen. It will be fully covered with a glass, and inside there will be a filament. Have you seen? When you are seeing it much more closely, we can see some part. There is a curly structure of metal. It is called a filament. Actually, it is made of a metal tungsten. Okay, so this is the filament. When we are switching it on, when we are switching the electric circuit on, that part only glows, and we will be saying that the bulb is glowing. Okay, ma? So this metal filament will be there, and to the filament there will be a strong metal thick bars will be present, and then it will be connected to a metal case, isn't it? It will be connected to a metal case for protecting it, and it makes it two terminals. Two terminals will be present. Positive and negative terminals are again present in the case of bulb. Okay, ma? So this is about the bulb. So what is the bulb doing? Bulb converts the electric energy into light and heat energy. When we are touching the bulb, we can see the heat, feel the heat also. So the electric energy will be converted to light and heat by what, ma? By this bulb. Okay, this is the function of bulb. Then about the switch. It is the arrangement for completing or breaking the circuit. When in every houses, in every rooms also, for every appliances, switch is there. When we are switching it on, what will happen? If the fan switch is on, the fan will rotate. When the switch is off, the fan will stop rotating. Why? Because the switch contains two metal bars. When these metal bars are in touch with each other, the current can be flowed easily through it. So what happens? The circuit will be completed, which helps for the appliance to work. When we are switching it off, these metal bars will be detached. So what happens? Will the circuit be completed? No, the circuit will not be completed. So what happens? The appliance will not be working. So this is the function of switch. Okay. Then the third important thing is connecting wire. The wire which is connecting for each battery and for the bulb and for the switch, the connecting wire will be made of conducting substances. Should be always made of what, ma? Conducting substances. With the help of these conducting substances, these connecting wires are made. Only then the electric circuit will be maintained. Okay. So now we have to represent the electric circuit in a schematic diagram. Means in an easy way we can represent the electric circuit. So now tell me what all things are needed. In an electric circuit, a bulb is needed, a switch is needed, connecting wires are needed, and batteries are needed. Yes, now we are going to see how we can schematically represent the components of the electric circuit. First one is bulb. Bulb can be represented in this manner, which represents the filament. Okay, this is the representation of the bulb. Okay, then the switches. Switches, as I told you, two metals are there. When the metals are not in connection with each other, it is off position. When the metals are connected to each other, it will be on position. This is off, and this is on. Okay, then conducting wires. Conducting wires will be always represented as straight line. Straight line, straight line, straight line. It can be horizontal or vertical. Okay, then batteries. Batteries, as I told you, much more cells are called batteries. This is the way to represent them. This big bar represents the positive terminal and the small bar represents the negative terminal. This belongs to one cell. A single cell is represented by this manner. So how many cells are there, you tell me? 1, 2, 3. 3 cells are there to form a battery over here. Okay, like that it will be. Okay, so how can we represent everything in the form of diagram? We are going to see. See the form of diagram. First, what is needed? Source is needed. Source of electric current. And then, so we can represent it as positive and negative. And it is connected and came back down. And here also it came down. Okay, there is a bulb, which can be represented by this. And then there is again what ma? A switch is there. Okay. What is this mode? This is when the switch is off position. When the switch is off, the connection will not be completed. Means the circuit will be opened. Circuit is opened when the switch is off position. Means what? The current will not be passed through it, and the bulb, will it glow? It will not glow. But when the switch is on, what happens? When the switch is on, the current is passing through it. How from where to where the current is passing, you know? The current will be passing from positive terminal towards the negative terminal. By this direction, the current will be flowing. The current will be flowing from the positive terminal of the battery to the negative terminal of the battery. When the current is flowing, what happens? The bulb is glowing. When the current is not flowing, how can we stop the current flow? We can stop the current flow by turning the switch off. When the switch is off, the metals are not in connection with each other, so that there will be a break in the circuit which makes the current to stop flowing. Will the bulb glow, Kanna? The bulb will never glow. Okay. So when the bulb is not glowing or the current is not passing, that circuit is called open circuit. And when the current is passing and the bulb is glowing, it is said to be the closed circuit. So for every current to be flown, the circuit should be closed. Did you get, ma? For the current to pass through any object or any substances, what happens? The circuit should be closed one. Then only the current will be passing through it. Okay, this you have to keep in your mind because it's very important part, and related to that many questions will be asked. Okay. Now, all the rest of all we have said, but one thing we have not said, that is connecting wires. The connecting wires should be made of conductors. What is this conductors? Conductors are the substances which allows the current to pass through. Okay, Conductors are the substances through which the electric current can pass through. What are the examples of conductors? Any metal can be an example for the conductors, because the metals are the best example for conductors. To say silver, to say aluminium, to say iron, again to say any other metals, to tungsten, and anything. Any metal are good conductors of electricity. Why? The reason is the metals will be having free electrons which can carry electric current, which can flow. The flow of electrons results in the flow of electric current. Okay. As I told you in the circuit diagram, current is flowing from the positive terminal to the negative terminal. So how the electrons will be flowing? Electrons will be more in negative part, right? The electrons will be moving in opposite direction. Electrons will be moving from the negative terminal towards the positive terminal. So sometimes in question papers they will be asked in this twisted manner, and you should know the flow of electrons always from the negative terminal to the positive terminal of the battery, and the electric current will be flowing from the positive terminal to the negative terminal of the battery. Okay, ma? Okay. Now we was discussing about the conductors, right? Conductors are the substances which allow the electric current to pass through. As I told you, all the metals are the good examples of these conductors. So, which is the best conductor? You know, the best conductor is silver. So, the connecting wires can be made of the best conductor. But for that purpose, we can't use silver because silver is very costly, right? So, silver is not used. Instead of that, another metal, to say copper. The wires are made of copper. Copper wires are maximum seen. Now I can say how the conduction is happening. See, this is the plug, right? When I am keeping it in socket, and when we are switching it on, the electric current will be passing through it, isn't it? The electric current will be passing through this connecting wire. The connecting wire, inside of this connecting wire is made of what, ma? It is made of copper. But there is something outside it. What is that? It is insulator. Insulator is a substance which will now allow the electric current to pass through. So the conductors are covered with insulators. Because if the conductors are like that, like if there is no insulation for these conducting wires, if we are touching it, we will be having shock, right? For that, for our safety purposes, what happens? The conductors, all the conducting wires will be well insulated. Okay, ma? So, insulate. What are the examples of insulators? The best example is plastic, wood, or to say rubber. All these are good examples of insulators. Papers also is good example of insulator. Okay, ma? Then, is the insulator that much important? Yes, of course. The insulator is also that much important. Now, for the electricians who are working with electricity, they used to wear gloves or they used to wear sandals while they are working with electricity. Why? Because in order to avoid the electric shocks, they are wearing all these, because these will be made of rubber or plastic, and these are good insulators. Okay, that's why. Have you seen your mother ironing your clothes? While she is ironing the clothes, she used to wear slippers. Why is it so? If your mother is not wearing slippers, insist her to wear slippers also. Okay, ma? I don't know whether your mothers are putting slippers, but normally anyone who is ironing with electric device, they used to wear slippers. Okay, why is it so? Because as I told you, when the electric current is flowing only when the circuit is closed. As we know, our body is a good conductor of electricity. In our body, the electric current may enter. But if it is connected directly to the earth, what happens? We will get shock. But if your mother is wearing slipper, the slipper will be normally made of plastic or rubber, isn't it? So what happens? This plastic or rubber is an insulator. So she will be escaped from the electric shock. That's why the people who are working with electric devices used to wear slippers for their own protection. Okay. Now, you will be having doubt. In homes, is electricity coming through battery? Never. there will be a transformer in every point. From the transformer, what happens? There will be wire coming which will be carrying heavy volt of electricity, and these wire will be connected to each and every houses through their main switch. Have you seen the main switch in your house? In the main switch, the electric current will be coming from the from outside. Means from the transformer, the direct electricity will be coming through the main. What happens when the mains are off? When the mains are switched off, the electric current will be gone. We will not get, electricity will not be seen in any part of the house. So through the mains, the electric current is circulating to the house, entire house. Okay, ma? So there is another question coming to me. That is, why when we are touching that electric wire, cable wire or electric wire, we will be having shock. And if the birds are sitting in that electric wire, have you seen the birds? Many birds will be sitting on the electric wire, but they will be not having shock. Why is it so? The reason is only the closed and open circuit. The circuit will be closed only when the electric current is flowing fully through it. The birds, when they are sitting on the electric wire, there will not be continuation of the electric current. The electric current may enter in their body. After that, there is no way to go. So, they will not get shock. But for us, if we are touching the electric wire, what happens? We are touching the ground also, isn't it? Through our legs, we are touching the ground. So, when we are touching with our hand, the electric current will pass, enter into our body through the hands, and through the legs, it will be connected to the earth. So, what happens? The circuit will be closed and we will get shock. Okay? So, while you are playing or while you are doing any work in outside, wear slippers so that it will avoid to get electric shocks, because the circuit will not be closed then. Then you will be escaped from the electric shocks. Understood? So, all these. Then again one more thing. The electrician who are working in the with electricity, they will be having the tools which is wrapped with plastic. Have you seen the screwdrivers? Have you seen the pliers? All these will be wrapped with, the handle will be made of plastic or the handle will be made of rubber. For what purpose, ma? For giving the insulation, proper insulation, so that they will be escaped from the shocks. Okay. So, the electricity is that much important. When we are saying about the conducting substances, the insulators also gives much more importance for them, isn't it? Okay. Now we are moving for the question. This is question time. Are you ready to answer these questions? Question time. Be ready for the answering. In an electric bulb, the light is produced due to the glowing of dash. Okay. In electric bulb, the light is produced due to the glowing of dash. What is that? There is a name for it. Answer it. Okay. Second one. The device used for breaking the electric circuit is dash. The device which is used for breaking the electric circuit is dash. And the third one. The positive terminal of the cell is made of dash. Positive terminal of the cell is made of dash. Okay. Answer these questions and we will meet in the next class. Bye.